Do you want to know why Christians are so susceptible to conspiracy theories?
Because you're taught to believe things for which there is no evidence. And this brings up a very interesting phenomenon to me. So many people on Earth are able to compartmentalize in their brains. And what I mean by that is they're able to follow the demands of the Enlightenment, which means to only believe things for which there is evidence. Except for this one thing, believing in a deity, they're able to compartmentalize that. On the other hand, so many people can't, and you're one of them. You're unable to compartmentalize that way. Have a day.
Oh my god, you made a song just for TikTok?
Yeah, you can come and watch me drink my morning coffee.
The news won't tell you this.
Organization called We Are the Evidence. We are an organization that represents the many adults and unfortunately many children who have become very sick from wireless technology radiation.
There seems to be a couple false Easter eggs being put out there right now. I want to make sure we dispel that right off the gate.
The effects of wireless on health scientifically are very, very clear.
So it's always pushed back to the definition of an acceptable level of radiation. And that's what this is, by the way. This is about radiation.
Wireless radiation has biological effects, period.
My name is Dr. Angie Kolbeck. I've been reviewing the studies showing the impacts of wireless radiation on our health, and there are now thousands of studies showing the following adverse health impacts to wireless radiation: cancer, oxidative damage, DNA damage, DNA failure.
Things like, memory, dizziness.
This is an LED streetlight. Let's see what's inside. Uh-oh. Apparently, this is an LED 5G streetlight. It's pretty neat.
You have to be careful because they explode violently. Full galaxy appears inside the bulb, just like a picture of one of these Nova TV deals. You can spin, holding the stars, the nebulas, the suns, all the colors of the rainbow is spinning inside a burned out streetlight and virtually powering and containing itself. Now we have a whole astronomical creation floating around in a light bulb on a workbench, and then it explodes the bulb. But after it explodes the bulb, for like 1/10 of a second, it's not long, it sits there without any bulb to contain it. That's the creative force. This electrical monopolar field is how creation comes about. There is no evolution or any of that type of stuff. It's the electrical field at the time creates what exists, and it's always changing.
Am I looking at you or the camera? Hi, my name is Mike Rappaport. I live in Shepherd Hills, and last night they installed this 5G tower without any warning whatsoever. In terms of side effects, I can't really say there are much. I did notice I'm a little bit stronger. I feel stronger than I did yesterday. My vertical has also increased pretty substantially. I'm not much of a jumper, but legs are feeling great. And then in my just speed of getting things done, I was out front whacking it like nobody's seen before. I mean, other than that, the dog seems a little bugged out by it. He's acting a little different. He did grow himself a little bit overnight. But other than that, everything's normal.
Just 45 seconds of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The government totally wants to provide surveillance on every part of your life. They want to know if you're eating a cheeseburger, which is very bad because Bill Gates wants you to eat his fake meat that grows in a Peachtree dish.
But now we have Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police.
I don't believe anyone should be canceled. He's a coward. He can't say one word because he can't defend his stance.
You think that Speaker Pelosi is a traitor to the country, right?
I'm not answering that question. It's speculation. It's hypothetical.
You've said that, haven't you, Ms. Green, that she's a traitor to the country?
No, I haven't said that.
Okay. Put up Plaintiff's Exhibit 5, please.
Oh, no, wait.
Honestly, I don't know. All I'm saying is it's crazy. Look at these two. Tell me they don't look alike. Okay, now I seen someone saying this is the same person. No, it's not. There's dude's name right there. Crazy, right? Funny how you say vampires. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but I just thought it was funny. Now tell me that's not the same person. all. It's not, but that's crazy. Check that out. Here's the name of this guy, because people were wondering. And then obviously that's Mark Zuckerberg. I think he was a king of France. Both have power. There's another one. There's the name of that girl. Now you guys love this one. There's his name. There's Big Alec. Don't they look just alike? Just fluffier? Guess that's Pope Gregory. Look into it. Check that one out. Now, I don't know if these people are vampires, clones, what they are, but these resemblances are crazy.
Sprint shut down a cell phone tower on the campus of a California elementary school after some parents said it may be linked to several recent cases of childhood cancer. Now, those families at Weston Elementary School in Ripping claim the tower could have exposed their kids to harmful radiation. Sprint says the tower is safe and has operated well below federal safety limits, but the company turned it off anyway and plans to move it to a new location. Carter Evans spoke to the families at the center of the controversy.
My son missed growing up with his friends. My son lost all of his hair. It's not something that I wish on anybody, to watch their child go through what our children have gone through.
Kelly Prime's son Kyle was just 10 years old when he was diagnosed with kidney cancer in 2016. 5 months later, Kyle's friend and classmate Mason Ferrulli developed brain cancer.
14 hours to get the tumor out, and he had 5 weeks of inpatient rehabilitation. Had to learn to walk, talk, eat, everything all over again.
2 more kids at the school were diagnosed this year.
At what point are you saying, we ought to take a close look at the school here?
The moment that I found out that Mason had been diagnosed, it popped into my mind that something was not okay.
The moms believe the recent increase in cancer cases could be caused by radiation from radio frequency, or RF waves, coming from this cell tower located on the elementary school campus.
It is classified as a possible carcinogen. That tells us that there is some evidence out there. We're not naive to the fact that there could be other components out there, other environmental influences, but the bottom line that we feel in regards to this tower is it doesn't belong there if there's any indications that it's unsafe.
You figure it's not worth the risk?
Absolutely.
The school district hired engineers to measure the exposure and concluded the tower met government and industry standards in all respects and posed no threat to student safety. The parents hired their own investigator, who found much higher RF levels than the district did, but still within government safety standards.
Sprint takes safety very seriously.
Sprint's Dharma Nordell says 3 tests have shown the cell tower is operating 100 times below the federal limit.
Let me just ask you flat out, does Sprint believe that tower could be causing cancer?
Absolutely not. It is not a safety concern to the community, but we do hear the community's concerns, so we're quickly working to relocate the tower.
Whenever you hear of cases of cancer in a child, obviously that itself is alarming. When there's several cases in one school, that's even more alarming.
CBS News medical contributor, oncologist David Agus, says the number of cases warrants further investigation, but he says people exposed to RF waves at normal levels have not been found to be at higher risk for developing cancer.
The way to study this is to look at the incidence of cancer in proximity to these towers. We have to look at epidemiologic data, but the data today, both in adults and children, don't point to these causing cancer.
The American Cancer Society says there is very little evidence to support the idea that being near a cell tower might increase the risk of cancer, but it also says very few human studies have focused specifically on that risk.
Do you believe the oncologists who say cell towers can't cause cancer?
I believe that everybody wants to believe our government. Technology is what it is, and it's growing, and it's growing out of control.
Ferrulli's son's cancer has returned, and he's now undergoing treatment. Prime's son Kyle is in remission, but he still undergoes scans every 3 months.
I've looked into his eyes, and I've looked at the fear that he has as a 9-year-old facing something, asking me, "Mom, am I going to die?" It would push you to fight as well. It would push any parent to fight. I won't stop until it's done, until that thing is gone.
For CBS This Morning, Carter Evans, Ripon County.
Here because we have concerns about the seat. See, you bought defense contractor stock before railing against profitable wars. Your words and actions are consistently inconsistent. No bill you've authored has passed, and you have no committee power to advocate for this district. Without resorting to rhetoric about Democrat boogeymen, Biden, and the woke left, answer this. Can you tell us one or two specific objectives that affect our wallets that you can actually pass, and explain how you plan to get it done without being guaranteed a committee assignment?
Well, thank you for that question, Seth, and I know this is your first time being a candidate as well. So I usually find out about stock trades when I read them in the news, just like you have. I signed an agreement with our financial advisor that I don't know anything about trades that are made on behalf of me or my husband when they're made. I always find out about them when they're written by leftists like Business Insider, just like you're talking about. Now,
oh, so Marge, you're telling me that you're reading left-leaning political magazines? Fuck off.
Now, here's what we have to do. You have to understand and remember.
Oh, you're telling other people that they have to remember?
Democrats are in control in Washington right now. Republicans aren't getting anything done. Even the Republicans on committees aren't getting anything done. And if they were, you wouldn't see the radical destruction of America going on right now. Our wide open borders, we are having inflation out of control, and we are no longer energy independent as Americans. So what I look forward to doing is when we take back the House, I'll have great committee assignments. Kevin McCarthy and leadership have already promised to them to me, and we look forward to holding Democrats accountable for all the corruption and horrible things they've done in our country. Thank you.
Okay, let's give Seth 30 seconds to respond.
That's too big an if. Voting for Mrs. Green is a gamble, as she's not guaranteed a committee power. She's not even accountable for her own tweets or her staff's. We're still not clear who's acting on the district's behalf. So how can anyone expect her to bring accountability to Washington? Her only leadership trait right now is rallying people against an enemy. And little to none of what she just said encourages business in our district or fights out of control inflation.
So you'll notice when her opponent starts to get under her skin, which is quite easy to do when you're Marjorie Taylor Greene and you got so much ammo to get under the skin with, every time he starts to get under that skin and push those buttons, she starts to fake smile. And she does that to try to show the audience that, what a joke. Look at this guy trying to talk shit on me.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go wild.
I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
Skull and Bones members include the founder of FedEx, the founder of National Review, the founder of Time Life Media, the founder of Morgan Stanley, the founder of Brown Brothers and Harriman Bank, the founder of Pan American Airways, the founder of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the founder of the New York Mets, 26 U.S. congressmen, 18 U.S. senators, 15 U.S. governors, 4 secretaries of state, 3 U.S. presidents, and 5 CIA agents.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America?
What I'm about to tell you will change your life forever. Today, someone gave me shit for eating left-handed when I'm right-handed, and I had to explain to them why everything they knew about eating was wrong. Apparently, the correct way to eat if you're right-handed is to have the knife in your right hand and the fork in the left. Now, there's a fundamental error with this, and let me explain. Let's say someone presents me with a bit of carrot cake. Oh, I'm going to eat it. What am I going to use? Oh, maybe a fork with my right hand and bring it to my mouth. Out for sushi. Oh, chopsticks. What am I going to have? Chopsticks in my right hand and take it to my mouth. So already we're building a hypothesis that the right hand's job is to take food to the mouth. Oh, feeling a little bit poorly, a little bit under the weather. Mum, can I get some soup? With a spoon. Right hand to the mouth. Ice cream, right spoon to the mouth. For every single means of eating, it's the right hand. So why, when we introduce a knife, does it then become the left hand? It makes no sense. Everything you've been told about life is a lie. Why with the introduction of a knife would you then use your bad hand to take food to the face with such a pointy implement? Yeah, because you need strength to cut. Don't give me that. Cutting is just forwards and backwards. Prods, picks up, scoops, moves, pulls. It's a much more complex implement. My name's James Smith, and I'm telling you today that you either eat with the fork in your right hand, the knife in the left, or you're wrong with the way that you eat. Good day.
Celebrities grown in labs.
This Friday, the newest batch of Disney Channel stars grown in the Disney Genetic Engineering Lab will be unveiled to the public.
Right. Now, Tracy, most of our viewers are already familiar with a lot of the products that have come out of the Disney
I know
Lab.
I am.
Yes, but how exactly do you create a Hilary Duff or a Miley Cyrus from scratch?
Right.
Well, we're going to find out exactly how it's done right now, because joining us live from the Disney Lab is one of their lead geneticists, Dr. Andrew Rourke. Welcome, Dr. Rourke. There's quite an operation you've got going on out there.
Thanks, Jim.
So the stars that we see on TV are actually grown right here?
That's correct. They're grown and developed here. We engineer their brains for advanced singing and dancing capabilities, even posing for photos. By the time they grow to desired size, these child stars are fully ready for the camera or the concert tours or whatever Disney chooses to put them in.
That is simply amazing. Now, how long does it take to actually create a star from scratch?
How do you do it? I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How do you do it?
I have a clone.
I was going to say that. There's two of you.
Cat's out the bag, okay? It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you.
All right.
I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned. I'm cloned. I'm cloned.
The clothing on Shein is not designed by humans, it's designed by either robots or aliens. Because a human being knows what a human being's body looks like, and the clothing oftentimes is not tailored to a human being's body. Exhibit A. Most humans know where the human knob is, and they would not design a bikini designed to show the knob off, because we all know that that's the part that we have to hide. But a robot or an alien wouldn't know that, because they don't have knobs. Exhibit B. Humans know that humans don't have an ass like this. Only the Kardashians in 2019 had an ass like this. And last I checked, they're not modeling for Shein, so what is this? Exhibit C might be the most compelling evidence we've compiled yet. The robots and aliens need to superimpose human forms on the clothes so that they remember how to design them. Obviously, this garment is a slip up. Most people will say this is fake, but I want the true believers to Instagram DM me more evidence that they find. We're mounting a case as we speak, and you might be eligible for reparations.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck, dude. Fucking thought I was a cat, dude.
You know, monkeypox is all the rage. It is the hottest thing going in Washington, D.C. right now. And you're not supposed to talk about how it really gets spread around, but we're just going to go ahead and let you know that, yes, it is gay sex orgies.
Hey, remember that time you cheated on your husband with all those dudes and like some tantric guru at your CrossFit gym? Anyway, let ye without sin, yada, yada, yada.
I'm a Christian.
Good evening, everyone. Been getting quite a few questions here in the last couple of days about this subject. And the questions are, if there are no satellites, how does DirecTV work? How does Dish Satellite work? Well, it's really, really simple. If you'll drive around your neighborhood and you look at all the little supposedly satellite dishes on the side of the houses, well, they're all pointing the same way, which should common sensely tell you that they're all pointing toward the closest data tower to give that signal. Now, if these little dishes were working off of satellites in space, well, they'd all just be turned straight up in the air. They wouldn't all be facing the same angle. I mean, it's really, really common sense. And also, another subject I wanted to hit real quick while we're talking about this is cell phones. I don't understand why people think that cell phones run off of satellites. Now, have you ever been out in the country or been over to a friend who lives on the outskirts of town, or been over to a relative's on the holiday and you can't get a signal? You got to walk out to the end of their driveway to get a signal, or you got to drive down to the end of the road to get a signal. Well, it's really, really simple. The closer you get to that data tower, then you get a signal. I mean, if it worked off of satellites, you should just be able to stand there in the same spot, and the signal would eventually orbit around to you, especially if the Earth is spinning and satellites are orbiting the Earth at the same time. Well, the signal should eventually come around to you. I mean, seriously, don't everybody has that one spot in town or going through one town to another that you call a dead spot. And you know when you get there that you're not going to have a signal. That right there should tell you something. You should just be able to sit there and wait for that signal to come to you, but it doesn't because there are no satellites. It's common sense, really. I mean, there's really nothing else that I can say to make you understand it any better. It's common sense. Use your brain. God gave you one. Anyways, thanks for watching and God bless.
This conspiracy theory is guaranteed to make everything you've heard about CERN make a lot more sense. First off, they're trying to open a portal, and they've actually done it before. The last time was in 2016, where images like these showed the so-called portal and went viral. So why would they want to do that, you may ask? If you take a look at some predictive programming from the Avengers movie, it may be a similar function. And if you believe in the end times prophecy like Book of Revelation, that's exactly what it's for. Behold a red horse, it's happening. Since she sold her soul and works with a demon she calls Saucer Fierce. She's kind of like a messenger here. Check out the sun worship symbolism. How about Saturn's rings, or the little Saturns on her ears? Saint worship. The great sword from the second seal and the red horse is CERN's technology. It clearly states that it was man-made. They used it back in 2012, and that's what caused the Mandela effect. If you guys have been around for a while, you know all about that. They've also done human sacrifices to their mascot, the god of destruction. That's why everyone's freaking out. It's about to go down.
This is a 5G cellular tower. You can tell it's a 5G cellular tower because of the way that it is. It's a cellular tower with 5G antennas on top and in the middle. However, this particular 5G tower has a special feature. It's what they call Pfizer 5G. Not sure what that means. I'm sure you can make something up because I just did. It's pretty neat.
Did you know that everyone in power talks to demons? There's a reason why they use demons specifically. Your favorite world leaders know how to do it. Your favorite movie stars know how to do it. And all your favorite musicians know how to do it too. And they use these demons for money and power. They perform mass rituals for these things all the time. And just for them to gain more power. And depending on what they're asking for, it may require a sacrifice. Anything from a living animal to a living human being. And the reason they choose demons over angels, according to them, when praying to an angel, you have to be very direct and precise. Because if you ask for a new house, they might just burn your house down to make you get a new one. Or if you prayed for money, a family member might die, and you might inherit everything. These devil worshippers believe demons understand us more, because they became fallen angels in pursuit of the same life that we live every day. They use human trafficking for human sacrifices.
Want to hear some gravy? I think volcanoes are ancient power factories. How dare you? Imagine if you could create a technological power factory that was just like beyond comprehension. What could it look like? Could it look like a volcano, maybe?
We've got one of the most spectacular phenomena known to man. Volcanic lightning. The science behind volcanic lightning has been hotly debated for years, and it's still not fully understood. It isn't lightning striking a volcano.
I think a volcano could absolutely just be an ancient electric plant.
This is what to do if you're exposed to the 5G. If you are exposed to the 5G, You want to find an electric car charging station like this one here. You want to pull out the handle and turn it on, and then spray yourself with the electricity as it washes all the 5G from your body and your soul and makes you wholesome again. It's pretty neat.
All right, Patriots, I got some good news and bad news. You already know I made business because I'm doing this video in my car. Bad news first. Yesterday, March 4th, the inauguration was supposed to happen. It didn't. So Q was wrong, and it made me question everything. Are Monsters, Inc. and a Hunter S. Thompson book really not smoking gun evidence that every Democrat and left-wing celebrity eats kids? Am I the idiot here? Not so fast. I went to CVS tonight. Look at this coupon. $3 off, $15 ice cream. What's 3 times 15? Couple coupons up. $2 off. What's 45 plus 2? 47. 47th president, same as the 45th. I also found this coupon for a car wash. 45th, $2 off. 45th and 47th. When does the 46th president expire? March 11th. We were just a week early. Everything else was right about it. We were just a week early. Storm's coming, you bitches.
But you cannot see the sources of light. There is no light until there's a material object. So that means there's no time delay. So the whole time delay thing is meaningless. It doesn't take light years. There are no light years because there's no light. So that means that the light you see from the distant stars isn't 4 million years old. It could be only minutes old. It could be instantaneous. All the theories collapse when you can't see the stars in outer space.
This is from Mark Cameron.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah.
All
because
the
you can
time.
see. Because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
Believe that's all there is. The sun is an atomic bomb burning in the sky. If you don't believe that, you're going to go to jail.
Okay, now your theory on the sun, I want to get
Hollow.
So every planetary object is hollow, right?
All hollow. Well, the sun's definitely hollow because I studied the sun for 4 years straight.
This is the question.
And it's obviously hollow. The sunspots are holes that allow you to see inside.
Really?
Yeah.
all the time you can see the stars.
It's
which
not
is
a
the
black
cool
void.
thing.
I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can't.
Spots and all that stuff that the sun does not operate by fusion. They do not know how the sun operates. The fusion only comes out of the arcs because of the current density. That's where the hydrogen fusion occurs, is in the actual arcs between the flares. The sun itself is not a fusion device.
The fusion is in the effect of the
It's a
flare.
converter. Yeah, the sun is a converter from another dimensionality into this dimensionality. And obviously, if you can't see it in outer space, the conversion's not complete until it hits the Earth's atmosphere or other physical object, and then it finally converts to electromagnetic
When
light.
it hits the ozone layer, it does.
Well, the
something.
Earth's envelope.
The Earth's envelope.
Yeah, the Earth's envelope is undefined.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can see the zodiacal light.
Whoa.
You do that